Hi guys, today we'll look at a distributor tear down and assembly for a for my 79 Audi Fox. And to my knowledge, this distributor was put on some Volkswagen vehicles as well, like a Dasher, I think, maybe even some Scirocco's. I'm not sure what all, but this came off of a 79 Audi Fox, the 1.6 liter engine, and so I'll need to rebuild it. I've already taken it apart and put it together, but I forgot to lube the shaft in here, so I'll show you from the beginning what I've done. And mainly because I haven't found a lot of these out there. There's a lot of Ford and Chevys and other distributors out there, but I have not found one for a Volkswagen or an Audi. So I'm going to do it, and hopefully if this is something you're looking to do, hopefully you find this helpful. So first thing, obviously, I'm going to take the cap off here, the distributor cap, and I like to put things in order so I know how to reassemble everything. So I am going to start taking things apart here and then lay them out in order. I've taken them off so I can put them back together the same way. So the first thing I've done is I've taken this gear back here at the bottom. Okay, this had a pin in it, and see if I can show you exactly what it was. If I can find that hole. So let's see here. It comes out like this, but over here, where is it? There's this pin that I took out from here. Basically, it was in like this, right? I hit it with this punch and with a hammer, and I hit it, and just until it came out. It was pretty stuck in there, so I had to actually drill a little hole through the middle of it. I don't know if you can see in the video. Like I had to drill a little hole in there to get it out because it wouldn't come out. But anyway, so the pin comes out, the gear comes out. You might have to hit it with the hammer or something, or get a screwdriver in there and pry it out, because this one was stuck in there for what, 40-some years. So so I'll put that over there, and then we'll have to take all the things out of here. We'll take the rotor out. Okay, lay that over there, and then start disassembling the whole insides here. I'm going to start with the vacuum advance here. I'm going to take this out. It's held with a couple of screws. One is here. And one is here. Okay. But before you do, there's a little, you have to remove, let me see if I can find it here. Down here, there's a little safety clamp thing that you have to remove to pull this out. So let's see if I can do this. This won't come out very easily, but come out this way. Okay, so there it is. Okay, it was sitting over there. It secures the arm for the vacuum advance, and now you just pop this right out. I'm gonna go ahead and undo all these little bolts. And this should just come right out just like that. And you take this down, put it aside. And this now you're looking at the inside of it. Next thing would be to get the points out. I'm going to unhook this wire down here. Okay, that wire comes out, and then there's a screw down here. Hopefully you can see for the points. I'll undo this. It should just come right out. I didn't undo it all the way. Okay, go screw it in that little hole right there. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to take this piece out. A condenser, I think it's called. I'm not a pro at this, by the way, so if I make a mistake, sorry. But take this out, there's a screw right there. And I'm going to take out that aside. And this just comes right out like that. Okay, put that aside. And what you're left with is just basically the inside of the distributor. I am going to take next will be these two screws, this one and this one, that hold these little clamps in place. Also hold in the this plate inside. Now I'm going to take this out too, so clean it up and everything in there. So just undo the little screws. And this one too. By the way, you might want to take some pictures of how everything is laid out in here. It will be really helpful. I've done that the first time I dug into it, because it's hard to remember the position of everything, and this is pretty critical, all these pieces in here. So like exactly where this is positioned, there's a little bowl in there, a tiny little bowl that will come out too. But so now that I've taken these two out, I'm going to try to pull this plate out. There we go. That's what it was. I had to move it a little bit to get it out. So here it is. That's the inside plate there. There's a tiny little bolt here. Hopefully you can see it. That will be I'll be taking that out now, just so you can see right there. So this pops out. You got to be careful, because you're going to want to roll out on you. See if I can make it go out. There it is. Okay, it maintains contact between the two there. So I'm going to put that down. Okay. And these two things come out too, because you know, if you want to clean in the middle there, in between them and stuff. So this little piece comes out here. And then this thing comes out of here as well. All right, now they're attached with this wire, because again, it's all electrical thing. So they come out. I cleaned all the way around. It was pretty gunky in here. So so that's that part of it. And then the shaft comes out after you've taken this bottom gear off. The shaft comes right out. I'll just pull the shaft right out of here. Okay, this is the inside of it. So shaft right now it's pretty clean, because like I said, I cleaned it earlier, but I forgot to oil it, and I didn't want to not oil it. This here These are all the there's really delicate mechanisms in here, so I always have to be really careful. You can take these out, the springs, if you want. This is the mechanical advance thing. So this thing, as it spins inside, the centrifugal force is going to push these out like this. Right? The faster it spins, the more it opens. And so that's how this works here. But so I took out the springs, I cleaned up a little bit. You got to be really careful, because if you lose one of these springs, you might as well buy a new distributor. They're so delicate. But I'm going to put a little bit of oil on it here. Lubricate this pretty generously. I mean, because the oil gets in there anyways. I'll show you in a second here what I mean. But you see these holes here? Oil gets through there to lubricate it while it's running in the car. But I wanted to put some oil in there because I don't want to install it dry. And so like you said, you saw I put some oil, so I'm going to shove it back in here. Spin it a little bit, get some oil in there. Make sure it gets all the way. There we go. Okay, that's pretty. It's so smooth, so easy to turn now. Something you want to check when you rebuild these is the shaft wobble. You really shouldn't have any shaft wobble, like this thing in here. If it starts wobbling, you're not going to get a good point setting there later. So this one doesn't seem to have any shaft wobble. I'm moving it, and it seems to be pretty solid down here too. So I'm happy about that. So now it's a matter of putting everything back together. And so there we go. Let's install everything back together. Next thing would be for this reassembly of this thing right here. I don't know all the names of this parts here, so sorry. But you gotta fit it through here. Okay, that's in place. I'm gonna put the this little clamp back in here. It has to sit. He's got his two. He's got that little bump right there, and it's got the hole right there, so he has to fit right into that hole. Okay, that's it. And now I'm going to install the little bowl in place. Okay, that keeps the pressure on here so you can slide this. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see this here, but anyways, okay. Alright, that's good. I'm going to put the things back in place here. See if I can drop it in there. It's always kind of tricky. Let's see if I can figure it out here. I think it was. No, you gotta remember the holes for the those clamp things that hold the cap in place. I was going to screw into this thing, so you got to get it right in the same place there. Otherwise, you won't. You can put the clamps back on. So. Okay, so I got this back in here. You're going to put the screws back in. These little screws. Actually, I kept them in here, didn't I? So this will fit right over here. You gotta get that hole straight in there. in. We'll tighten a little later. I'll put this other one in here too. Okay, so this is in. Let's grab a bigger screwdriver here. And this one. Okay, and those are in. Make sure they're tight. And now, you're going to put the, actually let's go ahead and put the condenser in here. Fits right in this hole there. And then the screw just goes in there. Okay. And bigger screwdriver. That's in. Now let's put the points in. Remember correctly, this was right about right there. And you can always adjust this here, but this was about right there if I remember. And what's next? Let's put the points in. So it's got a little dimple here. It's going to fit in that, drop into that slot there. And then the screw is going to screw into that, that little hole there, a little bolt. So put this in and we'll adjust it. Okay, so I got it in there. We'll adjust it later. Basically, the manual says it has to be 0.8 millimeters gap in here. So the way you do it, you turn the shaft so that it's on up on the one of the raised. This is basically when it hits it, it opens and closes here as it goes around. So you want to put it on the tall one, and then you loosen the screw here. And I don't have it with me right now, but I have a gauge. You stick in there at 0.8. and then you tighten this back in place. But that's how you do it, basically. Again, I don't have it right now. So then when this spins, it opens and closes. Right now, there's a tiny gap, but I'll adjust it later. So anyways, that's the end of that one. The last thing it looks like would be the vacuum advance here. And again, remember, I guess got to drop into this. I've got to drop into this little hole right there. Okay, so let's move it over this way a little bit. I can drop it in. There it is. And then, make sure I got the right screws here. I'll put the screws in. One there, and one on this side. And then we'll tighten it down, but I got to remember to put this little clamp back in here. Okay, so got that little piece back in there, and that's about it, guys. Rotor would go back on now. Okay, it drops right in there. And then this gear will go back at the bottom here, but I don't have a pin for it yet, so and this one comes out if I don't put it. But anyway, so that's how I did this. Hopefully this helps someone, if there are guys out there looking to do the same thing. But anyways, and then a pin would go in there and the caps go back on. But anyways, thanks for watching.